We got people all night. Hotel, gotta clear the lobby. Somebody, that's what I wrote. It's a remix to ignition. Mama rolling that body, got every man in her vision. I'm like, so what? Have me some fun. You like to see my TV? Yes, Let's put that back. Let's swivel that back. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Got rocking an afro this morning, y'all. I got an afro this morning. What up, everybody? What up? Haven't had breakfast this morning. I'm going to get that on the way like I normally do. Can't wait to get my big toasted and a cup of tea. Y'all remember the Love Letter Tour? I didn't blow dry my hair today. I didn't feel like it. Isn't that wonderful when you can do what you want to do? Isn't that the beautiful thing of it? When you can do whatever the hell you want to do? I could change my comforter if I fucking feel like it. I can leave that towel up there when I fucking feel like it, taking it down. I fucking will. Isn't that the wonderful thing about your life when you have control over to do what you want to do? I invite y'all into my room. You're in my room. My domain. Yes, you're in my domain. I get it that people will take a look around, see what's going on so they can try to have an advantage to talk about you and say some things as if we all pretty much don't live alike. You know what I'm saying? We all live alike, basically, behind closed doors. That shit, bro, right there. I'll get that shit right there when I fucking feel like it. I will. Yeah, top of you say two poor, I don't know, just Ruthie, good morning, because I don't know what you're saying. Two poor morning, two top of the morning, I don't know. What up, Juicy? What up, y'all? I was looking at the Love Letter Tour, you guys. Lots of females up on that stage. And there's a band. The band has females in it. There's a lot of people at this tour. Where are those people at? Or you don't hear anything from all of these people that was in his band and touring with him, saying bad things about this man. We're gonna get back to the mad person. She's mad. She's very angry with me. She's very angry with me. And I clearly said that I will socialize with you and, come and visit channels if I choose to do so. But I also said that no one is exempt of anything that clearly wants to subliminal taint Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I clearly said, like, enough is enough. And no, I'm not that female in charge of anything. I don't run anything. I have not been hired or nothing. It's just that when you become a genuine, loyalty, truthful person, you just watch for the people that you are around to be spewing out lies or continuing to make the picture look bad behind this man. It's like as if he is not going through enough. He's going through enough. So I can understand the anger. I can understand that. But what will not happen is a challenge until the video gets dropped. Drop the video, then come and challenge against me on some things that was said and clear them up. And like I said, I always stand correct. I always stand correct. And if it was a different movement of what was said and done in the video, then just say so. Just say so. The point of the video, so that I guess it can clearly be understood, because obviously she's not understanding my video. In your video, you clearly stated that he knows that, talking about this man up here on my TV. He knows what's being said. He sees this shit, and that's clearly what was said. All of that other jibber jash in the video, I just touched on that shit comically. Gives no fuck. I gives no fuck. If we're going to keep implying things like that out here, and we know that all of these channels are being watched by, I guess they say, some goddamn alleged government people, or the bad people. That's all they need is some more weapons to take down there and say, well, hey, maybe we better shake his room down, or the word on the street is that he knows what's going on, and he's, well, why put it out in the air? That's all I was saying. Get your panties out the bunch. You have been invited over to clear yourself off. You can do all of that stuff about I am messy. You're more than welcome to come over and clear it up. I'm just saying. I'm not the one that's hiding behind a screen. I'm not the one that is going to bite my tongue because somebody is riff-raffing and calling me bitches. I'm used to it. It's in my birth certificate. Like I said, I guess RCNN probably knew she was going to be some type of bitch, so we might as well put it in our birth certificate. I don't know what shit that you're trying to stir up about dragging the people names and things in this. I've left nobody out. I left nobody out. You have a problem with the protest that we did down there. I said that I didn't go for a fuck fest. So don't put out there and imply something about whatever the fuck that goddamn boy did with that motherfucking hotel room, because I don't give a fuck. I ain't paying back shit because I didn't reach out to him. He reached out to me. So get over your feelings with that. It's getting a little bit tiresome now. And to be honest, I am being nice about this because I can't turn up. I can turn up just like everybody else do. Everybody is so stuck on about what that motherfucking boy about got that damn hotel room. Half one interested in no goddamn body going down there. Not a motherfucking soul. None. Trust me, if it doesn't benefit, I don't want it. I don't want it. I guess you may have to say that I might be in the middle class of what they call bougie out here, just a little bit. Person has to do so that Pap can do it. It ain't no one-way street. I'm 50-50, girl. You ain't getting it unless you giving it. And that little shit of what that guy did down there wasn't worth giving it. So get over that goddamn motherfucker shit. I'm supposed to just go and what? Slop up in the motherfucking bed for somebody that I don't even fucking know. Are you fucking kidding me? That's that shit Faith did. Yeah, she did it. She didn't know him. She thought she'll take a chance with Mr. Kelly. Didn't like the way things was going and hollered, I got herpes off of him. Mr. Kelly was tested for it, but they can't seem to change that narrative around out here about that shit. Now, I don't know if you're calling for a battle, but I'm on live right now. You could come on and address me before I go make it do what it do, because that's what I do. You can address me now so that you can stop dropping your videos, because I've been told, to stand down. If you drop one more, your girl Pap is going to come. And I guess we just going to be going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until one of us is exhausted. I don't know if it's you want me to call you out your name or what, all that shit. That's enough. You done dropped 2. You up on me now. 2-1. 2-1. You done dropped your shit. Calm the fuck down. Get your panties out your goddamn ass and just keep it moving like grown folks do. I said what I said. It is what it is. You said that I was trying to call you a liar. You try to prove to the people, because I'm only just going to tell them what I know and what I saw. And you said that you got hacked. I'll ask the chat room over here. Has she given you guys the name of the person that hacked the goddamn computer? No, you're coming back with some shit about I took a class with Zoom. That's fine. Yes, you can go and pay all the freaking money that you want to with Zoom. Matter of fact, I pay Zoom. I pay Zoom every month, comes out of my account. You have to pay Zoom to have people come on a platform. They charge for that shit. They do. This the chat room over here for the people that donate, they pay for the Zoom. They pay for the Zoom, comes out of that account. They pay for it for us to have over here so that whenever they choose to come on this platform and they want to speak their opinions, all they have to do is click on it and join, because they paying for it over here. That's where the money is going to. Do you want to talk about the my logo, my shit that I made? Yes, I do have masks. I do. They not only get sold on here, sweetheart. I tell them that they buy them all at work. They buy them at work. They buy my leggings. They do. But that's just a part of coming up with an idea, being a little genuine and having fun with your shit. One thing you have to know, whether if the shit sell or not, Pap still is going to work to make sure that her mortgage and things gets paid. So stop that. Stop that. I'm still on live. You're more than welcome to join the live. More than welcome to join the live. You are. I can't tell you to stop dropping those videos. The only thing that I could tell you is that I just move with time and preparation. That's it. I move with time and preparation. You never know when she's coming. That's the funny part about it. Not on your time. For those that was reaching out yesterday, Pap do take her a me day. I don't shut people out intentionally. If I was sick and things like that, you guys would know. I would tap in to say, hey, I'm not feeling good. And other than that, I know when to bag up and regroup and find me. Take some me time. That's what keep your sanity. That it is. I had a good day yesterday, relaxing, pretty much relaxing. So This message is to you, Miss Boom Boom. I am live. Knock it off. Stop putting out your assumptions and your false theories about Pap. There's nothing wrong with Pap. Pap ain't crazy. Pap ain't slow or weird. You got a good laugh. I got a good laugh when she first dropped it, girl. It was the bitch and use the bitch and Pap's the messy bitch. I guess one thing that you can do is probably come on in the chat and ask all of these people who came over and click right on to see the messy bitch. See what they feel about it. I don't know. Take a vote. I don't think I am. I just so happen to be the one that decided to see what people are saying out here. Then I go and I look up and do research on it, and I'm like, going, no, that's a lie. Well, that's not fucking true. And I'll tell you where your first lie started off at. And if I'm wrong, then come and correct me. Your first lie came off by saying that your computer was hacked and that you were contacting Hewlett and Packard because of your Gmail you felt was being compromised. Hewlett and Packard, when you contact them, is to deal with your drivers, your apps, viruses, your Gmail account. Yeah, that's ran by Google. That's who you should have been contacting. They would have told you immediately who hacked it, gave you an IP, all that stuff. Even requested for you to change it and all that stuff. To even get started with your Gmail account. Gmail also requests that you give them a second email or another phone number so that they can get in contact with you immediately. But it's Google. Hewlett and Packard, they were only going to see what's wrong with your drivers and all the other things that you have up in there. Probably help you clean it up and free up some more space and check to see if there was a virus and help get rid of the virus. They have absolutely nothing to do with your goddamn Gmail. Didn't take a rocket science to figure that shit out. Nah. I'm still live though. I'm still live, girl. I'm still live. So I'm not messy. I'll still click on the TV or whatever and hear you dropping your oldies and everything. But as far as Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, I happen to be the one where my mind is just not closed on it. Any and everybody is capable. Any and everybody is capable. You told another lie. You said that you didn't know those people. And I believe when you came on, you said that you do know them. You said that you've been down there with Drunken Larry. You said that he started calling you auntie and you felt some shit wasn't right. So you got up out of the heat. Now this morning is, I don't know those people. Okay, I'm going to be the slow one then. I'm the slow one. And like I say, I'm always slow to speak, but quick to listen. I am. I'm not messy. I think that because I live and a truthful life, I think it might bothers me to hear other people that just tell fucked up shit. Now, my memory ain't all that quite good, sweetheart, but I can remember a lot of things when people contradict or might kind of want to slide a lie, the not truth up in the stories. For some reason, I don't know what that intuition is, but I catches that part of it. I don't know. And then a lot of bullshit in people's stories or whatever, it'll just go right by me. But it's whoa, something if I'm telling myself, whoa, something ain't right, I have to go back and replay and replay and replay. You snatched that video down quick this morning too, but I got it. I don't do no recording and all of that stuff, but Pap's so freaking messy. It's a lot of people out here that'll make sure that I'm on my toes and that I'm not backsliding or that I'm not really doing people wrong. And right now, I haven't even gotten that word, only from the people that like you. It's only people like you. Stop dragging other people in. Let me handle the people that I want to handle. That's on me. That's on me. If they want to come back and cut loose on me and call me names and everything, I could take it like a big girl. You don't have to drag other people in to validate and make your story stronger. As a matter of fact, when I get off, I'm going to pull up the Zoom and see how much that was paid for to take that class because I be seeing all that. However, I'm not going to take the class because it's nothing but to click on the goddamn thing and just talk on it. Yeah, it'll show you how to put your screens and, and do all your meetings and shit like that. But I decided to not take that class. I'm already paying them just to hold the platform and share it through a stream. That's enough for money for them. The rest of the shit, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to fuck up some. I'm going to remember what I fucked up and then try to fix that. That's what I'm going to do instead of giving them all my money. Now, you said that you paid them to get the class on, so I guess we could be expecting for you to be coming up on your Zoom, doing your lives and things like that. Yep. But for the record, it's Google. Contact Google. You say you're here for the people. You're going to help the people. You don't like to see people getting hurt and everything. Well, guess what? I thought that you were that type of person as well. I did. I thought you were that person, the same person that you keep saying that you think thought that I was this and this. But I heard from other people that she was messy. I'm going to tell you what I would have done. If I'd have heard from other people to tell me that somebody messy shit, I'm going to take a little peep inside of it. Oh, yeah, she sure is. And then I ain't going to touch that goddamn messy person. I'm not. I'm not going to do it. Paint your picture, and it's okay. I'm okay with people not coming over here. Trust me. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, boom, boom. It's all good. Um, yeah. Contact Gmail. Help the people out here. Let these people know who you said that you want to care about and you don't like people to get hurt. Tell them who the hacker is so that everybody can be aware of who is the hacker so that they can protect themselves. Because I sure damn would have got my black ass on this screen and said, woo, y'all, it's Ronald McDonald. Y'all better protect y'all shit. I sure would have. I would have hurried up and told them, these people, who the heck this hacker is around here so that they can be safe on their computers and their phones. So as of today, and it's been a whole, 48, close to 60, 70 hours, we still don't even know who the goddamn hacker is out on the Black Tube Street. So y'all still got to figure that out. Y'all still got to figure that part out. Yeah. Every time somebody comes on here, it's always just particular people that this happened to me. Oh, this happened to me. Oh, they after me. Or they're going to get me. We never even know who the person is that's going to get you. How we going to help you. That's a secret. Everything is goddamn secret. Who are these people that is after you? Let us help you. You don't want help? Why is that a secret? But we hear it every freaking time, not just with you. It's quite a few other people. Oh, they following me. Who the fuck following you? Because I'm going to find out who following me. I'm going to come on here and tell these people, boy. So my Ronald McDonald motherfucking ass is stalking me, y'all. I'm going to tell these people, help. I don't know. But every freaking time. I'm not trying to call out, that I really not. But you dropped the second one on me. You did one, I did one. We're done. We're done. Who is the hacker? I'm live. I'm not hiding behind no screen. None of that shit. I'm live right now. And you know the number. We could square this off today, or we could keep it going. Because if you drop another one, then I guess you can call our cyber girl thing over. I guess we just gonna clearly be over, and we just gonna be hitting each other really, really hard. And I don't want to do that. But you up now. You 2-1, and that's not fair. So now we gonna be 2-2. Now we 2-2. That's fair, right? Because I left it alone. You dropped, I rebuttal with my opinions on it. Not going to kill anybody. Like I said, it shouldn't have stopped anybody from their day. It's when you put the stuff out there, where is the facts? What's the follow-up behind it? What can we do as people that's supposed to be on the same team and looking out for humanity's safety, for just in that aspect, sweetheart, just in that aspect. How are we supposed to group up the right people and keep things right, keep people out of harm's way? How are we supposed to do that if everybody wants to drop stuff subliminal or hide this or contradict themselves on that? How are we supposed to help? But I'm messy. Who hacked the computer? I think when you put that out there, maybe people have the right to know, so that they can protect themselves even more. We still don't know. Right now, I think it's a lot of people under the impression that motherfucker Zoom hacked that motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. I think that we're under the pressure. A lot of people think that Zoom hacked your shit. I don't know. Stop dropping your videos. Boom, boom. I'm not messy, and I'm not going to ask you anymore. I'm not going to ask you anymore. We just gonna go at it, and we just gonna have people waiting on each one to drop their shit. I don't have anything to prove at all. My shit didn't get hacked. I didn't say that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is knowing everything that's going on about this and about that, because I'm not going to never come out here and imply that this man might have some type of contraband or so to be able to see these things. I'm not going to point anything of bad doing towards that man, because he is going through it. Just looking at this love letter. It's over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people at this goddamn love letter concert. Oh my God. You mean to tell me that all of those people are now against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly because of these accusations, or allegations, that was presented all through the court system, that said that we're going to acquit you on, because they had nothing? And they really pushed hard for the videotape to go through. Everybody's supposed to believe that some people, whatever, in Mr. Kelly's camp paid off the people to travel far away so that they could not testify against him and everything. I am sold on the fact that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly dated a lot of women. I'm also sold on the fact that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly had a lot of people around him that just did not have his interests at heart. A lot of people or some people, the managers or whatever, were able to write up contracts and everything. And when a girl came hollering, that he signed it, who's to say that what he signed for didn't say, well, this female is going to get this cut, and the manager might have some dollars also added up in there. Who's to say that? What's her name? The girls was at 250,000 or whatever, but the managers might have had something signed for a little bit higher than that, so that they can as well pocket the change. Who's to say? It is so much messy, messy stuff around this man. I'm not in my feelings about it or whatever, because I do understand how the system has to run its course to get him. So I'm going to bring just this part to you guys, and Pap is going to go finish getting ready for what she has to do this morning. Good morning to everybody in the chat room today. Good morning to you guys. Good morning to you guys. I hope everybody is having a blessed and wonderful Sunday morning. I do. Um, I woke up with another. I got a problem this morning, but I'm trying not to get all caught. I seen prayer going on at 2:30 or what? No, actually, no, must have been about 4 or 5 this morning. I've been up since 4, something like that. It's prayer going on, in the dark and stuff, and when you sit around and you talk and you speak to certain people on the phone and you see people move a little bit different, and everything that bothers me. What does Pap do? I'm gonna tell you what she does. She fall back off of it. She fall back off of people because I'm like, well, wait a minute, your word ain't your word. Sometimes it seems a little bit different. But I was like, you know what? It's like Burger King, have it your fucking way. Good morning to you, Irish. Good morning. Um, let's talk about this right here just for a second, you guys, because y'all already know how I feel about a certain situation a certain guy who has stepped out into um, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's situation. Was with him at one time, left and went and took off to do some of his things, and heard about things that was going back on with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, has come back into the scene. As far as we know, I don't think anybody out here really has tracked Don Russell's traveling and timeline, where he was at on a Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, and so on, with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Mr. Don Russell, as you guys know, has been picked up, received his own indictment, but now the pressure is really, really on Don Russell. But this is up for you guys to put your opinion on it, and I'm just going to put my opinion on it and be done with it, right? Because as long as you have all of these people out here that is against what Don Russell has done, it's kind of hard to keep expressing your opinion about things, because people are already set in their ways of how they feel on who is setting him up. So, throw up my hands and wash it out on that. Put it in the washer. Let it come out in the rinse on it is what the fuck it is. Cause when I say I be seeing people moving around here and saying some things, and they come back and say and move and do other ways, this is a fucked up ass game to be in, y'all. This is a fucked up game to be in. But on here, I'm gonna read it, just a little bit of it to you guys. I do. I'm done with boom boom. I'm done. I've been live now for what now? How? Whatever. Yeah, you had all opportunities now to hit me up, talk about it. But we're not going to talk about it until you reload your video, because the only way to square this out is to go over your video with you. That's the only way to kill this noise. And the first thing we're going to talk about is hacking. We're going to talk and clear that up. And the second thing, when you drop it, if you're not going to upload that video, ain't no need to even comment to Pap about it. Ain't no need of addressing me about it, because it will be a no-win situation. We have to go over your video to show you, point out to you what you said. And that's the only way to settle what could possibly go back and forth with you and I. I'm not going to be too many more bitches, though. Nah, not going to be. I'm going to defend myself on that one. Or we could just end this and just keep it moving and still be okay with each other. It's your call. It's your call. I called out the shit. It's your call. You want to chop it up? We can move on. We ain't sleeping together. We ain't paying each other bills. I'm going to continue to let people know, yes, I do have one Papoose merch over here, but it's all for fun. There's no gain in it. There's no gain in it. So calm down, boom, boom. There's no fucking game in it. This shit ain't nothing but fun. That's it. I'm not opening up no corner store or none of that stuff. Trust me, I'm not. But knock it off. We're 2 and 2. We're tied up. Let it go as women. Let it go. And I'm still gonna keep watching. I'm gonna still keep watching. Nobody's gonna control the show over here or none of that. As far as that, I am a nice person. And as I said in the video that I rebutted back to you on, just move right. Move right. Then I'm quiet. That's it. Either you, even if you're not for him, it's like, well, then let's just sit neutral. What's wrong with sitting neutral? Just sit neutral on things. But to keep putting stuff out here for somebody to raise an eyebrow about it and then take it back down there to these people to continue to put more harm on Mr. Robert Sylvester County, it's just total bullshit. And you said it. So I'm not slow. May not move to your pace, but I'm not slow. The indicted former R. Kelly manager is in the middle of a plea negotiation. Prosecutor said this article came out here, was updated here around November 14th, 2020 at 8:02 in the morning. Says here that a former manager for singer R. Kelly, who faces criminal charges of his own, is in the middle of a plea negotiations. Prosecutors revealed at a status conference just this past Friday. I feel like this when people have themselves in a situation and need to get themselves out of a situation. If the prosecutors are steady coming to Mr. Don Russell about a plea deal, meaning that they're trying to apply pressure on him to turn on Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, that's if he's not already against him. But me, my gut and my heart is telling me that he's walking with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. And it's not because of what other people has called in to say. It's because of what I have read. It's because of what I have read in Mr. Don Russell's word. It's because of what I listened to that came out of his mouth on plenty of platforms. It's because of that, not because of what anybody else has said to me, that I've made up my mind that this man has to be out here in some way, shape, form, or fashion that is trying to help Mr. Kelly out, right? But you have the prosecutors and they're riding them hard. Tell us what you know. Tell us how this went down, or we're going to let you do this. Now, the question is, what will Don Russell do? The pressure is on him. They're applying goddamn pressure on him hard. Very, very hard, you guys. The way I see it, that if Mr. Don Russell would have not gotten himself into trouble for doing what he had done, which led me to believe, I don't know about you guys, which led me to believe that he did this shit to stop this shit so that his friend could come home. That's what I got out of this. Good morning, ladies coming into the chat. Good morning. But because Don Russell have himself into trouble, they now have someone else to use. But let's just think about if he had not gotten himself into trouble, who else would they have to use? If they had enough of what they claim that they have to prosecute Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, if they are 100% sure that they had everything, then why all of a sudden you want to offer Mr. Don Russell a plea deal to help them out to continue to tarnish, crucify Mr. Kelly? Why do you need him? Why do they need Don Russell? Why? Just try Don Russell in his own case. Separate them from it. Why they can't do that? You don't need them. You got everything that you need. You got the stories from the ladies. Aren't they believing that shit? Wasn't that enough? Is that not enough? Somebody talk to me in the chat. Is that not enough? Was it the women? How many women did they have, you guys? How many women? You done put all these women been on all the news, all the everybody's platform. They done did a docu-series. They done did everything. Isn't that enough to persuade your 12 jurors that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly would not have the opportunity to know? Can't you persuade them enough with what these ladies done said in this fucking Lifetime shit? Now, but because Don Russell has gotten himself in trouble, we gonna force this on him, and we gonna see if we can get him to plead in exchange. To tell you what, the only thing that I think from what I've read and what I've looked up that Don Russell can tell you guys as far as a plea deal is everything of what the managers and everybody else has done to him. Because that's all he's been saying. Would it look right for Don Russell to be down there telling you guys, oh, well, Mr. Kelly did this and Mr. Kelly did that, when we just saw Don Russell all on the freaking news and on platforms out here telling the opposite? Wouldn't that look weird as fuck? Why would the prosecutors even come up to even think some shit like that? We got to get him to say this shit against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, give him a plea deal. Did the prosecutors and did all these people actually come out here and look to see what Don Russell said already about his friend? So you're going to force him to come in there to lie? Is that what they're planning on doing? Just so that you guys can give him a plea deal? A plea deal? Well, I have to say this. If the plea deal isn't let me go for free and drop this fucking case and clean my record. See if they gonna counter them, Don Russell. Counter them. All right, squash my fucking record. Have them sign that shit. Then take the stand and tell these people exactly what you put out here to all of these people about helping Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Now, I don't know. Now, they might be mad as fuck with you about, taking a stand after you got them sign that paperwork and shit. But keep in mind that you raised your hand to God, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the goddamn truth. I don't get it. It's like they must have missed the show too. They must have missed that shit because that showed what he said differently out here. And his words out here was, I'm my brother's keeper, and I have what it takes to help Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Yeah, I'm going to put this name out here again, boom, boom, because I think it's bothering quite a few people that I talk about Booker. Get over it. I said what I said, and I can only go by what I know. If, like I said, maybe Sylvia wouldn't have not jumped so fast with pulling Don Russell's names information and things to get it into the hand who right now Sylvia Nim is no longer with, then just maybe Don Russell would have gotten that chance, but Bookham did not like it. He did not like it. So what did he do? Put a whole fucking narrative out here about Mr. Don Russell. So understand what I'm saying and why I have to attach the names to this, because if I don't, it'll leave everybody in suspense. Well, who is she talking about? Well, we don't know. Damn, she just gonna leave the story dry. Because like I said, I'm not reading a book without knowing the 5 W's that are in there. If I read this book right here, boom, boom, and I don't see the people names involved in this story in here, I ain't gonna understand shit about what happened in this damn story. That's why you keep hearing me say those names. That's why. If I don't, I will have an incomplete story. Like you. We don't know who the fuck a hacker is. out here on the Black Tube Street. So we all just gonna have to be aware because you gave us an incomplete story. You feel me? You feel me? I'm slow though. No, I just didn't wake up yesterday. I just wasn't born yesterday. That's all. Don Russell was indicted in October on one count of interstate stalking for allegedly contacting an anonymous Jane Doe, victim in Kelly's case, with the intent to harass and intimidate her and her family. They said with the intent to intimidate the Jane Doe that was in the case. Let that sink in. Somebody, which is Don Russell, contacted a Jane Doe, one of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's alleged victim. If he was going after Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, why would he attack them when he just let the victim stories just ride on through? Why would he attack them? If he is against Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, wouldn't he just sit back and let the victims just say and do what they doing? Wouldn't he? I'm just saying. I'm asking for a friend, y'all. I'm asking for a friend. Girl, I'm slow. Morning, Trevor. I'm slow. I'm asking for a friend. Is that a person who is after Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? Go out of his way to address one of the Jane Does. That didn't make sense to me. But you have Bookham and other people would plan it as if he did that because he knew what? That it would hurt Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Well, let's take it here. Let's just say that he did. Let's just say that he did this because he knew that it was going to hurt Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Well, God damn it, stupos, it would hurt himself as well. And I said it on the other video. What the fuck you think? A man is going to come out here and give these prosecutors and everything a one? They just going to give a one for one. Just take us both. Because I fucked up. I did this shit on purpose to do Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. So I don't care about going to jail and all that shit and leaving my kids and my mother and losing my business. Really? Use your fucking common sense. Use it. Really? A man came out here to contact the goddamn one of the Jane Does to get himself in trouble for intimidating somebody and Mr. Kelly. Oh, okay. This is the narrative of how Mr. Bookham gives it to you guys. This is how he gives it to you guys. I have 42 people in the chat. I don't ask much of you guys. Hit the thumbs up button. Don't want anything from you people, but hit the thumbs up button. Keeps my videos in the stream, because if you guys are not hearing me, guess who will? Other people that we don't even know will actually hear some of my story. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're here to get the sauce and the juice and the tea and you got something that you want to address me about being messy, hit the thumbs up button and you can call the fuck in right now, because I don't have that much fucking time. Is this going to be the last time that people are allowed to address me as I'm being fucking messy? And if I'm being messy and you come to me as I'm being fucking messy, and for me to stand my fucking ground, I'm going to hit your ass back with messy, because I'm not messy. What you cannot handle is my fucking truth. That's what the fuck you cannot handle. And it's too early for this shit. So let me get back into my normal feelings that I was in. Yes, my normal feelings. That's what the fuck you can't handle. My truth. That's it. And that's all. You hate the way I talk. I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. He pleaded not guilty to the charge in October. Court documents show Russell was also charged by criminal complaint in the Southern District of New York with the threatening physical harm by interstate communication and conspiracy to threaten physical harm after Russell allegedly placed this phone call to a Manhattan threatener to prevent the December 4th, 2018 screening of the surviving R. Kelly. Let's go back. Let's rewind this narrative that Mr. Booker put out here on Mr. Don Russell. And let's have Mr. Booker answer this motherfucking question. This here says that Don Russell allegedly placed a phone call to the Manhattan Theater to prevent, it's your goddamn keyword, Booker, to prevent it. To prevent the December 4th, 2008 screening of Surviving R. Kelly. I'm going to ask anybody in the chat room, what did the Surviving R. Kelly filming do to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? Use your common sense. Somebody put it in the chat because I'm talking to y'all right now, and then I'm going to turn back away from y'all. What did the Surviving R. Kelly filming do to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? What did it do? Let's tell Bookham what it did to him, them females that did that filming, and put it out for the nation to fucking see. Tell Bookham. Tell him what it did to him. Tell Mr. Bookham what the fuck the Surviving R. Kelly filming did to him. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, sweetheart. You absolutely freaking right. Thank you, Miss Brown. Thank you, Iris. That's what it did to him. I'm going to go back to one sentence. Mr. Book. It says here that Mr. Don Russell allegedly placed a phone call to the Manhattan Theater to prevent December 4th, 2018. To prevent it. What part of that did you not understood or understand that he was fighting for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all think Mr. Don Russell is out to screw Mr. Kelly. Put a 2 in the chat if you think he's not. What do you guys think? Because I can shut up about this. I can shut out. I also share content on another page, the One Papoose page. Right now, you are on the One Pap page. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share this video. Thank you, ladies. It doesn't, you don't have to be a rocket scientist, Mr. Bookham. You could change your narrative around now. We get it that you're not in a position to probably do the work that you choose to do, or you're claiming that you're doing on behalf of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. But right now, bro, I'm going to have to tell you, I think it's Mr. Don Russell's turn to help him. I think you should take a seat in the back. Cut the shit about the man. Because until you can bring some proof out, not that copy shit, that goddamn shit that was stolen out Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's home, his driver's license, his passport, that shit was copied. Out here for people to get, and nobody other than yourself is showing Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's private information. How you think Mr. Kelly will feel about that? Book him. You put that man's private information on the fucking live, and you know people screenshot shit. So now, the hacker that we'll never know about could have access to that and build them a whole fucking identity under that man's name. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. You did it. Say I'm lying. Y'all a trip out here. You a trip out here, a whole fucking trip. But we don't know the hacker. So hopefully, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly information didn't get screenshotted, shared, and getting prepared to be used as someone else. Tear down the credit get a fucking visa in his name and shit like that because of Social Security and everything was out there. You put it out there, Booker. You didn't even think twice about hiding that man's confidentiality based on his life and his driver's license and his passport. Social Security is his fucking life. You didn't hesitate at all. You felt proud as fuck showing that man's shit. That's fucked up. Fucked up about you. And you wonder why I keep having a pap and book, I'm sure. Well, there you have it. There you have it. Says that he allegedly told the theater that there was an armed person inside, prepared to begin shooting, prosecutor said. You know why he fed that in there? So that he can stop the goddamn Lifetime shit. He just wanted it to stop because he knew somewhere that these women were about to make up a whole bunch of shit on Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly to be indicted. But you put it out here the other way. You said that Mr. Don Russell is part of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly getting locked up. I don't know who you're going to sell that to, but you ain't selling it to me. You ain't selling it to me. Hashtag mute Booker. At the early Friday morning, Nadia, I don't know this last name, Shihati, an assistant U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of New York, had confirmed that the prosecutors are in the middle of a plea negotiation with Russell. What do y'all think? One in the chat is if Russell is going to take a plea deal, or two in the chat if he doesn't. Because I'm going to have to put my one in there. My one is in there. You may not see it right now. That's because my hands are busy right now. But I'm going to put a one in the chat that Mr. Don Russell will not take a freaking plea deal because I don't believe that he has anything falsifying to say about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. He has stated all of what he believes is the truth right out here to you people. All on the freaking platforms. Go back and watch Nick at Night. Go back and watch the one that he did with Debunking if it's still up. Go back and watch them all. There was nothing that he said that contradicted himself at all. Not a damn word. And I listened to several, all of them over and over and over, because when it comes to a situation like this, you have to be slow to speak and quick to fucking listen, like I did when it came to the hacker. Like I did when you said that. He hears all of this. He sees all of that. So one would imply, and as myself, one would think that you're trying to imply that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is sitting with some type of fucking contraband. And we all know having a contraband up in the federal joint is illegal, and that can get him into more trouble. That's why I spoke on that video. That's why I brought attention to, it's like, oh, if you're going to sit neutral, then sit neutral. But if you're going to act like you're flip-flopped. You're flip-flopped. And yes, I spoke on your video. You'd sat neutral, I would have never spoke on that shit. I'm not hired by no Mr. Kelly. I'm not in my feelings about him. I'm not in my feelings of nothing, of a fan, of a supporter. None of them. I'm in my feelings about the people that tells the fucking lies that is intertangling themselves around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. That's what I'm in my feelings about, because we all sat here and looked at this. This doesn't make any sense for the half of the fucking America that is trying to tear this man down without him having all of his rights fulfilled in a court of law. Now he gets to not know who the fuck his jury is. I'm going to ask the chat room this question. Where do you think that they're going to be able to find 12 members, 12 citizens of the United States that has not seen anything that goes on about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly in a negative way? Where are they going to find them at? Where? Because they claim they will. They say that they will. Got some of the questions that's going to come out, and that'll let them know that they have not been watching any of this shit. Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is nationwide. He's nation fucking wide. And you're going to tell me, try the old people. The old people is the first people that click on the fucking 5 o'clock news every day, everywhere. It's imperative that they do. They don't leave out their homes to see these things. They rely on the shit off of the TV. Good luck with finding someone who don't have TV or not a radio to hear this negative things about this man. The only thing that they have, in my eyes, that they have hard that they're pushing out here. I'm sorry, you guys, my hair, my afro is in my face. My afro, you guys. Y'all like my afro? I'm rocking my afro. I ain't blow dry my hair today. I was like, that's the privilege of being Papoose boy. She get to be whatever she want to be. And don't give a fuck about who says what. That's some crazy shit. Y'all feeling my afro? I got my afro. I'm popping this bitch at work today, too. You know why? Because it's afro. It ain't going to stop me from making money. That's what's crazy. It ain't going to stop. It ain't going to stop. I hope y'all having a good morning, though. I really, truly do. I hope y'all having a good morning. But I got some hair in my fucking eye. Thank you, guys. You guys are so sweet. So sweet. Oh, geez. Let me see. Where was I? At the hearing Friday morning, I'm going to start this over. Nadia Shahata, an assistant U.S. attorney for Eastern District of New York, had confirmed that the prosecutors are in the middle of a plea negotiation with Russell. She added that the prosecutors would continue to produce an additional discovery in Russell's case. Okay. We will be sending a proposal plea agreement to the defendant this coming Monday. Yeah, they got the pressure on them, you guys. They have the goddamn pressure on Don Russell. They obviously are showing desperado. They're desperate. So, is the case that they have allegedly been trying to build for the last 2 years strong or weak? What do y'all think? Put a 1 in the chat if they got a strong case. Put a 2 in the chat if they have a weak case. Because these people are still out here fetching for people that they can turn, offer them a sweet deal to nail Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, when we are sitting out here watching them allegedly trying to use the 2008 trial, the one that he's got acquitted on. They want this video tape or whatever, wherever it comes from, to push through. They want it to work this time because they're not really sold on all of these females with this Lifetime story. You know, the one that Don Russell, tried to stop to get Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly in trouble. That's what you said, Booker. I see he tried to stop a lot of shit so they can happen. You even pushed your information out there a little bit more about why you think he went up there to that man. You know, that $1 million deal or whatever. He sat there and he clearly told you that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, that $1 million would help Mr. Kelly with his legal fees. That's what he said. But before the deal can get sealed and everything, right? That man who he chose to go and work with, that motherfucker was crooked as fuck too. He was taking motherfucking shit from everywhere. So if you ask me, maybe it was Don Russell who picked up. I'm going to dig that story back up, y'all. Maybe it was Don Russell who picked up on that nigga that was shady and said, nah, I can't fuck with you. Little do you know, that motherfucker caught a flight up out this goddamn country. Why is that, Booker? Call out his shit. Let's call out his shit. Thank you, Sonny Buddy. Thank you. Let's call out his shit. Just maybe Don Russell caught on to, wait a minute, this nigga full of shit too. He could not find any trust in anybody out here that he can trust to help him help Kelly. Do you not get it? Do you not get it? What part do you not get? What part do you not get? Bring us some more evidence, Booker. Not some made up theory that you think about or this or that. Bring us some more facts out about Don Russell, your alleged facts, because right now the facts you pushing ain't selling. It ain't selling. It ain't selling, dude. Then after you do that, you explain to the people why you chose to post Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's confidential information about his life, because that was his whole life that you put up on your screen for people to screenshot and possibly use it. For far as we know right now, it might be another goddamn Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly out here right now with a whole goddamn black card and American Express and all that shit. Yeah, it just might be one. Thanks to you. Thanks to you. Thanks to you. It is 11 o'clock, you guys. Iris, you guys, Beauty, drop my number, please. You guys know the number, 608-239, and I'm only going to take one phone call. Boom Boom has been invited to the chat. Did not fit, did not show up, and that's cool. That's cool. But baby, in order to address me back and call me back out on my shit, put the video back up. Put the one back up this morning, because I have that one too. And you don't want me to play it. And I'm not going to play it because, like I said, I'm 20 steps ahead of you. I'm going to play your shit so you can put a strike on me, huh? Got to wake up early in the morning to fuck with Pap. Early in the morning to fuck with Pap. Pretty early in the morning. I did nothing to you but opinionated on your freaking video. It was nothing for you to get your panties all up in a bunch about it. Nobody else is. They're not giving a shit about me out here. So why you get your panties in a bunch about it? If I lied about it, stand correct me. Show us the hacker. Let us all have the opportunity to protect ourselves from the hacker that hacked you, because if they hacked you, that means that it's a possibility that they might hack us. That's all. That's all. That's all I brought out. And the other bullshit about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly know what's going on out here. That was it. That was it. That's all. And I'm just gonna debunk that by saying Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly don't know this shit that's going on out here like that. He does not have a phone or anything to keep up with this shit out here. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna clean that air right back to good atmosphere on that man. That's what I'm gonna do. We're not going to insinuate things like that to get this man further deeper into trouble, to have the prosecutors or anything to want to keep looking for things about this man so that they can drop another charge on him. That's all I did. That was it. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's all I did. That's it. Ooh, child. All these people at this concert. Look at all these people. He's a monster. Where's all these women at these concerts making allegations that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly did such things to them? Where is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these people? Where? Yes, he sings very sexual music. He does. He told everybody. You could hear it in his words. That doesn't make that man a monster. Doesn't make him a monster. But that's what they use. That's what they brainwashed everybody about. That's what they did. I'm going to play a little bit of this audio right here, and then I'm going to get up out of here, you guys. Let me see. This here happens to be a friend of Jim Derogatis, you guys. Friend of Jim Derogatis. He has obviously sold his story to have his friend, Jim Derogatis, that is, to believe Jim Derogatis' truth about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. He obviously has done a good job at it. Well, Mr. Jim Derogatis, this guy here had time to sit down with an attorney that he brought on his show. Wait, let me find it. Oh, I got to switch accounts. Hold on. Y'all doing good this morning? I keep asking you guys that, don't I? Okay. It's about 13 minutes, you guys. It's about 13 minutes long. And I was just listening to the opinions of the attorney that this guy had on his show. I do not own the rights to this video. However, using it for educational purpose only on this video. I do not own the rights to this video. So, one of Jim Derrick Goddard's friends, you guys, has a show. Eric Bennett. Eric Bennett is his name.
All right, welcome back to the Adcast, David. We took a nice break just now. We covered a lot of topics.
He's on the show with the guy named Attorney David Alor, something like that.
But now I want to talk a little.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Defense and also some current news.
Gotcha.
An artist, this whole Me Too movement. I mean, we've seen a lot happen from Kevin Spacey, Brett Ratner, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, and now we have this artist R. Kelly, right? And so there's been a lot of news lately about this guy, and I'm actually friends with a guy who wrote a book on R. Kelly that just came out, Jim DeRogatis, up in Chicago. And what do you think of this trial? What do you make of this whole arrest and everything else? I mean, my opinion is like, I just can't believe that a guy at that age would even do the things that he's doing. I just think it's despicable, for one. But I mean, it seems like this whole trial is like a circus almost.
I don't know what my mom's doing.
And it's going to be a continuing circus. And now that you have, dual investigations and dual pending cases, and that you have state criminal cases, and then now just as of this week or last week, you have a federal case. More likely than not, you will see the federal case go forward first. That's usually the way it works. Not always, but even though the state charges were filed first, the federal case will go first. Now, when that happens, if in fact he's convicted either via a plea or a trial, what they end up doing with the state charges, sometimes they'll dismiss them, sometimes they'll plead them and run them concurrent to whatever the federal charges are.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, he's in a pretty tough position because he has a legal team that has been by his side and done a very good job for a number of years protecting him. They also did that very good job by getting paid a lot of money. That money is no longer there. They're still sticking with their client, and they've made that pretty obvious in the court, and they've obviously stated his financial status, which is less than nothing at this point.
Wow.
And he's now being held without bond, which is fairly common on serious charges within the federal system. So it's probably not going to turn out anything like the previous legal battles that he had in the past, both criminally and civilly, but particularly, of course, the criminal case we're aware of that he actually was found not guilty of. So it's going to depend on what is he willing to do. Obviously, the plea bargains are always out there. But one thing, as you and I were talking off air, when it comes to the feds specifically, they have a 97% conviction rate at trial.
Wow.
And there's a reason for that.
Wow.
They're not coming for you till they don't just have you. They got your mama, they got your next door neighbor, and they got the lady that knows you from church.
Wow.
And they've got them all proffered, and they've got all their statements, and they're ready to come because they have the money and the time and the resources to spend on these cases, no matter if it's this type of case where you're talking about child pornography and things related to child molestation, or a drug trafficking case or guns, that sort of thing. Your local, county sheriffs, there's a lot of different things they get involved with and work in concert with the federal government, but they don't have the resources. They don't have the funds.
I'm going to take this call, you guys, and then we'll get back to it. Hello, you are on the One Papoose Show. How are you this morning? Who do we have?
I want to propose. It's Irish Sofa Kelly.
Oh,
how are you doing?
I am good, Iris. How are you?
I'm good, actually. Listen, I'm just ringing up to say, first of all, thanks a million for, the message and putting out, the facts, across to the UK, because we are kind of, we can go into YouTube, but it's like there's a lot of information there, so I guess, what I'm trying to say is we don't have the full facts, only what you guys put out, really. So that's the first of all, I want to say that I really enjoy what you put out on Propose. You're such a laugh. You do have me in stitches. So I appreciate the humour, you know, and I can tell that your brain is very entertaining. Even one Propose, if you're not doing your lives or not coming on, I can see you getting up in the morning, going to work, kind of reflecting on what people are saying and what's being put out there, and it's kind of like, you know, it just makes me laugh. So I tune in sometimes. I might just press like I did now, you know, and press on the live, and I wouldn't even know really the depths of the subject or maybe where you are in that, but I would be listening, and within, you know, 5 to 10 minutes, like I'm just playing in the background. So that's, you know, I mean, it's brilliant, and I do appreciate that, because there's some humour in it, and there's got to be some humour in this whole situation. Because, you know, it's very apparent to me when Propose, you know, from living in the United Kingdom, that this is an absolute diabolical situation that the US have put out through the mainstream media, you know, right down, you know, right up to the top as well. It's horrendous. You know, I've only got my experience to go by. I'm from Ireland, and, you know, with my history and stuff, but it's an absolute total terrorism attack on this man, and it is. They have to sit up and listen. Won't Propose. They must sit up and listen to what exactly they have done here. Because if I'm walking out to work one day, minding my own business, not really knowing anything about Mr. Kelly's background, knowing he was an artist, not a fan, a 100% supporter now, how has that come about, Won't Propose, you know? This is the effects. This is the effects, the negative effects and the consequences of a USA legal system that has needed changing. The laws for well over 100 years. The laws are about 100 years old, probably more. Okay? Robert Sylvester Kelly, it's very apparent, he's never admitted to anything. Okay? So he has not been given his due process, you know, in terms of his legal rights, his human rights is what I mean. Now, you know, Gloria, I don't know her second name, coming out and saying, well, well, I think, you know, these are all very, very high professional people. And what I mean by high is that they have cases like this all the time, okay? And here's where I'm standing from, Won't Propose, right? That these people really, really, really believe that they cannot be challenged, that they haven't done any wrong. But what they forget is that other people and other nationalities are looking in on this. So, you know, if they expect their own people to sing from the same hymn sheet and play the same tune, you know what I'm saying to you? You know very well that the options available for the people and your community might be limited. It doesn't mean to say that the rest of the world is limited. And you know what? They have not sat back, looked at this quietly, I would say. Well, if they have, it hasn't come out. Okay? It's a circus. It's a complete circus. It's a violation. It's a complete violation, and it is a breach to the Human Rights Act. That's what it is. To treat people like this, to air it on the news, and to do everything that they've done. Everything. You know, and thanks for allowing me to voice that, and that's why I set up the channel. Because I hope to try and, you know, carry the message further afield, raise awareness, you know? Yeah. Nobody likes to see inhumane treatment. Nobody likes to see this, not this day and age when proposed. They don't like it, considering what's going on. And the government have to be accountable. Have to be accountable for, you know, the treatment and the handling of people. He hasn't been found guilty. He's never admitted to any charges. I don't know any man that has endured as much as he has without caving in or cracking in some way. The reason why that is because he is not guilty. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. You know, I would say personally, and you know, with the Me Too movement, Time's Up movement, and all of those people which may have started out, I mean, I don't know, but probably started out of what was the good intention, okay, is now raping. They're actually raping Mr. Kelly and everybody else around them. That has been around him, that has been associated or even seen as a close friend. Now, I know there was a lot of other people around him, you know, that wasn't good for him. But it doesn't mean to say that every person wasn't not good for him. Do you get what I mean? Right. I'm sure there was an exception to the rule, you know. If that, we have to just go by what they're saying, but I take it with a pinch of salt. And you know what, one propose, I'm very, you know what, thanks for allowing me to express this, because, you know, I'm not joking, I am very, very serious. In some way, I have been affected by this as a human being, because I can see what's happening. And it's almost like, you know, you're being spoon-fed that you don't have any right. You can't say nothing. You can't stand up. You can't make changes. Well, I'm here to tell you you can. If you don't already know that, you can. But I just think that it needs a much bigger audience, from different types of backgrounds and nationalities and values and stuff like that. You know, so that's, I guess, where I'm coming from.
Okay. I hear you. One thing, like I say, Iris, you're all the way in UK. And your civilians over there, I'm pretty themselves a little bit aware. It's like you cannot help but to be aware about it, because this story of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly has hit nationwide. But you also have your judge who comes out and denounced that this jury will be hidden, sequestered. Where are they going to find 12 members where they think not have any idea about this case? Where can you find one? Older people, if that end up being their choice, they survive off of TV because they don't come out. They don't. So they want that by choice. TV is their choice to stay in tune about what's going on around the world. Where do you suppose that they will be able to find one that knows absolutely nothing about this case?
Right. And we're also talking about different states as well, I believe, over there with different types of laws. And am I correct in saying, first of all, that the jury that they're to find, this anonymous jury, is going to be different in each state because there's a couple of trials? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So what I can see with this is that to pick an anonymous jury for whatever reason that they allegedly are saying that they're picking, is it going to be all one colour?
Yeah.
White or black? Can you see what I mean? Now, the next thing is this, okay? You see, it's almost like, you know, anyone outside of the USA, I can 100% guarantee you one propose, and I really do mean this. We are not up to scratch with what was going on over there in user country. In terms of the black community, in terms of the legal system, it took me actually to contact the Irish European Parliament for Change, someone in my own country, to find out why Mr. Kelly was being treated like this. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that was where I got to learn about the legal system, and they told me that it was the worst in the world. The US prison systems is the worst conditions in the world. So then I started to listen and I started to tune in. And then what I started to do was, with some information provided by them, was I started to, I don't know if you've heard of them, Reprieve. I'll get to answer your question in a second. You know, Reprieve, it's an organisation, and it was set up by Stafford Stan Smith, or Stan Stafford Smith anyway, but he is the human rights, he's illegal. He set it up in America first, and he works with people solely on death row. That's his caseload. He eventually came back to England because he's from England. I think it was 1992. And now he's got the organisation over here. Okay? So I contacted this organisation, and I do admit I have to follow it up. But what it is the way, when you start to read about stuff and about human rights, and you start to read the situation, the treatment in the USA and how they do things, right? Okay, the first thing you're questioning yourself is why? Why are they allowed to do that? How? Because you've got to remember that in other countries, it's innocent until proven guilty, not the other way around.
Absolutely.
It's not the other way around. So this man, when they talk about the human rights and he speaks about death row clients, okay, you can clearly, I can make comparison of the treatment and the handling of this against Mr. Kelly, like a psychological shutdown. Pressure for a psychological shutdown. That's how it's coming across, okay?
Yeah.
So I've mentioned that. I have mentioned the Reprieve. If anybody wishes to even contact them in the United States, okay? Secondly, in answer to your question, there's an EU policy in place. There is an EU law policy in place, okay? And that's there for a reason. So there's an unitary parliament, okay, of different nationalities that come together that are with the United States of America, okay? So what I'd like to know is this. How is it that they are just able to select members from their own country? So if that's a legal team, if that's a barrister, a lawyer, a specialist, a jury, a jury of people that, that cannot be called from outside the jurisdiction. Does that make sense?
None at all. But that just shows us that they're doing whatever they choose to do. And in your word that you just used, that is to apply so much pressure on this man who clearly keeps telling them that I am not guilty. I did not do these things. That one word that you said, and this is what they're doing. It's the pressure. Well, just the pressure coming from them saying that they're going to sequester a jury, going to make them anonymous. Maybe that's part of the plan to keep the pressure on him, so that he can say, well, you know what, fine. I let me admit to this, which he clearly is not, because he is not guilty. I think that that's part of just applying more pressure to it, more pressure to his attorneys, where they can sit down and go say, well, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, they have this, they're going to do this, they're going to do this. What do you want to do? And he still won't fold. And I admire that about him. Don't fold.
Well, one pop, I swear to God, when you say that, I get goosebumps, because I'm going to tell you why. Sometimes we can feel, I don't know, it's more so living across, especially with a pandemic, and you're in lockdown and you're in isolation, you can't get to do what you would really like to do. But given that this is going on some time, I've already been up and down to England. I've already been back and forth to Ireland, once or twice. So I have managed, but more so this year, everybody I speak to, I make them aware of the truth and the facts. Nobody, can you get what I mean? Unless you're coming into YouTube, okay, you can only see through Primadonna yourself so many bloggers that are there in carrying this message. And all anybody wants to hear is a message and a solution. They're not really interested in wanting to hear anything else. But what you just said, okay, the strength of this man, this is what I want to, if I can, bring forward on the other side. The strength of this man alone in what he has to endure. I mean, being an artist and a top of your game and being a genius is one thing, okay? But they are actually making him to be someone like Nelson Mandela. You know, who spent a lot of time in prison and went through so much to come out, you know, being recognised as somebody. And that's exactly what they're doing. But, you know, the strength of him is unbelievable. I have never known one man to endure so much. I mean, I don't know if it's true that he was given a tablet crushed, okay, and he refused. You know, you listen to the language, if that is the case. Why would you give a man a crushed up tablet when we are told as practitioners to bin that? Okay, a crushed up tablet is less effective. You don't serve any prisoner one crushed up tablet. So he didn't refuse in how they're putting it. He declined. He declined against for his own safety, health and well-being. He declined a crushed up tablet. Another thing that come apart to me is who works in the prison. When we're given a job today, it's never just really within the key responsibilities. We're always given a little bit extra, whether that's to learn, whether that's because there's a lack of money or funding, but we learn more job responsibilities than we need to. So the setup in the prison, you've got a prison officer who's in charge of giving out medication, right? Now, the thing is this, right? Whatever he's noting down, yeah, he's most probably not clinically trained. Because if a doctor is not going to give you a crushed up tablet, how come a prison warden can do it? Okay. Can you see what I mean?
I do.
And while they put him in there, they want to break his mind down to make him think he's just like the rest. Lunatics that are running into a prison cell with a sharp object wanting to stab him up. I mean, it's so bad. It won't propose. I don't know if you are desensitized with all of this that's gone on for years. But when they chose Mr. Kelly, see, you've got to understand it from our point of view. We are seeing this, and it then becomes, it starts to look like, and it's no disrespect for real victims or real people that have gone through this, but it starts to look like these people are wound up at the back, and they're coming out with these group of people, and it's just coming across as if it's a joke, it's a setup. But then behind that, we've got people's lives at risk. You know, and then when you look at the calling of a press conference, and then you walk away and you start to see, hey, hold on, do you have to call an SOS for an artist who's been in the industry 30 years, that's contributed so much good? So what happens is you start to be fed the wrong type of information, or what it does is it actually challenges your beliefs, your working ethic background. Kim Fox, like every day for 20 years, I've worked behind the scenes with people with mental health, with addiction, abuse, trauma, the works, okay? So now America comes out and behaves in this way towards one man, okay? So does that not make me think as a person that I've got it all wrong?
Yeah.
You know, that somehow that when you work with one individual, the background and the amount of sheer hard graft it takes to support one person to get to the other side, and they just have a right to disregard the individual, hold them up as an object, not even a subject, an object, without a say. Now, one propose, I can't sit back and look at that.
Okay.
I can't. I can't. And I'm determined. I am determined, no matter how long it takes, I am determined to make sure that this gets recognized. I don't care what it takes.
I see you over there pushing it. I see you. I watch and see you. I see you. And just as where you did your one where they're over there and they're still playing Mr. Kelly's music. I was like, go Iris, that's what's up. They were pushing his music out at the bar you were at, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, no, what it is I'm setting up a GoFundMe page for the family of Rob Kelly. I mean, if I can, I have great ideas, mate. No, let me say I am, but what I wanted to do is my laptop first and foremost. I've had no kind of problem. I've just been using a phone, but that's fixed now. I have it here. Okay, I just want to write on the company page because I do struggle badly with dyslexia. Believe it or not, despite my comments, I struggle very bad with assistive technology. Trying to see things, I visually can't see things, and it is a hurdle. Okay, I'm in lockdown. I can't specifically email someone and ask them to do it for me. Do you understand that? But my intention is this: to raise the GoFundMe page. For a bit of money, but that's just a starting point. I don't know what will be made. It doesn't matter. It's a top account. But from there, this is all about awareness. And to me, it's the family orientation thing. See, Robert Sylvester Kelly's sense of belonging came from somewhere. And where, just for me now, you can't exclude anybody. You know what I mean? I see recovery in this one proposed. I see recovery and healing. And that's just from me, from what I can see. But Robert Sylvester Kelly, Jesus, I will never know where in the name of God he has got that strength. I know they can say God and all, but another thing one proposed I don't hear enough of is the effects of this. How this has potentially affected them psychologically, spiritually, physically. I don't hear enough of that. And I think that if that was the case, then I think that seriously needs to be put out here.
Okay. I'll do this because I'm not the channel that likes to push anything that has to do with funds about it because so much has happened out here on the YouTube. I will allow you only if there is absolutely nobody out here on the tube street name is attached to anything about that GoFundMe. And if this is something that you're choosing to do where it is pretty much set up by you only and not have any other of the bloggers or none of those people name attached to it, I will allow you to go ahead and post a GoFundMe in the chat room and to give these people the opportunity and make a decision if they would like to donate on behalf because this is something that you choose to do on that. But they have to have only one person to deal with, not a group of goddamn people, none of that. So I will allow you to do that. And like I say, they'll know exactly who to come to or whatever. However, I have a question about it though, Iris, because when it comes to anything attached to Mr. Kelly's name, and you're talking about the GoFundMe thing, to help support or whatever, for whatever. Usually GoFundMe, you sure GoFundMe don't have a problem with that? Because they're not going to pull it down, or is it already active or what?
No, it's what it is I've got some of it done in the background, and it was, to be honest with you, a lot to do with assistive technology, lack of. Secondly, it's about being a perfectionist, I'll be honest with you, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Because this type of stuff, for me, is quite nerve-wracking as well. But at the same time, it doesn't stop me from what I really and genuinely want to do. Second of all, I have to say this, and my hand on my heart, and I know, I guess, we are speaking to the public. I'm speaking to the public now, and I'm not, I get where you're coming from, because I don't even think like that. What happened with me was, I just wanted to do something for the family start off with, right? And nobody, now I have to say this now, I guess unless you're living in the UK with me, beside me, nobody has come to me to do this. I haven't spoken to anybody to say or to raise this. There is nobody attached to it. This is my idea. And this is another reason why I'm struggling on my own a bit. Now, when I say on my own, yes, I do have people I can reach out to. But there is no point in reaching out to people with ideas. You have to formulate them. To set it up and put it together first, no matter how small, and then say, look, can you support this GoFundMe page? Do you understand? Otherwise, there is, what I'm trying to say is, when I do this, I don't think of, well, I could be allegedly a scammer, let's say, attaching a name to something. First of all, you know what, one propose, I don't have to do that. I don't. I my own business in the background. Okay?
It's just that you have to understand that so much has went on with money pertaining to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, to where it is so hard now to convince anybody that anything is, this is going to be very hard for you, Irish. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, because a lot of people then got had, and then this is going to be difficult for you to start the GoFundMe. It's going to be hard, because the trust, it is gone.
Yes.
The trust is gone.
And you know what? I appreciate that. I really do appreciate and you saying that, and I understand it.
Yeah.
I do understand that. And another thing, whatever money is being raised, okay, every penny will be counted and shown, right, on that. Okay, and if every person wants me to put their name on that or initials beside that, the donation, and then every penny will be handed over. Does that make sense? So it'll be seen. There won't even be a penny deducted from it from me. This is done from, the most charitable act is done in silence. But yes, I do understand. Of course, there's been a lot of people. There's a lot of fraudulent activity. They need to be looking at the RICO Act in other places, right? And not on Mr. Kelly or his family. They're the ones in need at the moment. They're the ones that need the support. Now, what I'm saying is that people in the UK, I'm not speaking for everybody or everybody in Ireland, but they don't know any of the other. And to be fair, I don't discuss it. And I don't go on about what other blog and stuff. They don't know that. I had a friend, a couple of people say to me, Linda, send us over that GoFundMe page. Okay? So I said, thanks a million. That's my friend in Ireland that I haven't seen in a few years, but she has a family. Can you see what I mean? So if somebody, and I appreciate you allowing me to do that, and I wasn't even coming from that place, but, there is a lot of trust, and I understand that people don't want to donate to it.
It's not that they wouldn't want to donate, it's just that the trust is gone. The trust is out the door. It is gone. It's gone. It's just been tarnished. And right now, like I say, I can't stop you from doing whatever, but it's out there. They hear you. You do whatever you want to do, but good luck with getting these people in the States that has been all over on this case from day one and went through this traumatizing event with collective money with the Doug Anton, with the Bookham and Levi for Kelly, and it just tore the streets apart, honey. It tore it apart. So good luck with that. That's why I don't promote anything about raising money or any sort. Everybody has his address to where to send it and everything. So if you want to continue to push it, I'm going to let the people know that Iris do have her page. You guys can go and subscribe over there and see, hear her message about it and how she's trying to push it and put it together. I'll leave that up for a people's choice. How about that, sweetheart?
One pop, listen, I wasn't even expecting that or even need to say
no, that's
on
okay.
my page.
Yeah.
That is alone. And I just want to say to people, like, that have described your channel person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I'm speaking and I rang you up, that was the last thing that I'm coming to your people to ask. Do you understand? And I really, really do appreciate that. Because like I said, regardless of what's raised, if it's £1,000, whatever, it's the thought that counts, because there's awareness in that. There's awareness in that. People do want to put in, please put in, but I respect and accept the fact that so many people have been done our money. But I hope that in the long run, Mr. Kelly can have some type of a foundation. I think he needs to have a foundation with his own studio in it, so that he can deliver music and teach people music and stuff, you know?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just asked before I leave. Douglas Anton, so did anybody ever really find out about that fund that he was doing, you know, taking money and...
I don't know. Iris, did you donate? Did you donate to the defense fund, to the Dollar for the King? Did you donate?
Yes.
Okay. And I remember you tracking, and I remember a while back, and I believe it was with Hollywood Next, and I believe you was showing some of your stuff. Well, what happened with that? You said that you got information down to the attorney, and one of them never got a card back to you or something or whatever. How did you feel about that after you went through that experience?
What did I do about it? Well, first of all, Douglas Anton, he was going to set up, you know, a conversation, telephone conversation, you know, with me. And he just said, right, okay, let's talk. And I think he said that was 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock that evening. But I didn't see email until about 2 or 3 o'clock that day, because I was in work. And I was working in the NHS, and I was working in the background in the COVID. So therefore, I was seeing clients and I was snowed under. I thought I'd get home, but I didn't make it. So I cancelled with him, and I asked him if it was possible we could set up another. Okay, but he didn't. He didn't come back to me. He didn't say nothing. Okay, that was left at that. But the thing was with Hollywood Next, I won't go to here.
No. I'm just stating that. That's why I remember you explaining it. That's all. That's all I was doing.
Yeah, and that's all I've known. But the thing with Levi for Kelly, you know, just raises another question altogether, because I remember the night before going and contacting Douglas Anton, which I never mentioned in my video. I didn't say anything. Do you know what I mean? At that time, but when I did, when I was about to do that, I remember putting my video on Levi for Kelly's page in acknowledgement before I sent it over to Douglas Anton. So while I'm communicating with Douglas Anton, Levi for Kelly has now in between spoken to Douglas Anton. Does that make sense? I believe that my video forewarned him. Okay? So he then spoke to Douglas Anton that day during our conversation. So then Douglas Anton came back to me and said to me, I've just had a conversation with Levi, and everything is okay. You know, he's explained everything to me, and this is what the chat was supposed to be about, our conversation, so he could rest assured other fans and supporters who have donated, you know, about the defence fund, basically. So I had to cancel that, and he never ever came back to me. Now, I sent him over messages, voice messages, emails. He would have received them, but he didn't. He chose not to. So I would say read into what you can about that or not. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes plenty sense.
Now it doesn't particularly sit right with me that I had put that. I had actually forgotten that I had put that on Levi for Kelly's page. Do you understand? What I can see now is about Levi for Kelly is because I supported him from day one, and he gave out information to say that he was cousin. Now, I can stretch my thinking even to the point to say, well, if someone's doing someone a good turn, there might have been a genuine good reason for saying that. But you've got to understand then that when you're printing off business cards and putting the Dollar for the King campaign on it, which I have the template of what was took from Levi Kelly's page onto a business card, onto business cards with the defence fund. So that came from his channel, not me. I've done it very quickly. So Levi Kelly needs to understand that putting that information out to the public and people, but that's his cousin, by the way, that defends Dollar for the King. Do you understand? So he has blood. He was the one that caused this it caused this confusion. Okay, by sticking his stamp of approval with the greatest invention, the greatest scientific, whatever.
Yeah, I get it. His uproar, or his to me, the way I perceived it was, okay, we can get a whole bunch of money coming in very quickly if everybody was doing just, the $1. I get that. I get that.
So there you go. And, when I was asked by Hollywood Next to go on to her, she came to me the very first. And then afterwards I went back to her because of an email or something. We kept missing each other. I remember reading it thinking, do you know what, that probably very well could have been the case. It made me think. But then after the interview, which I said to her, I emailed her, I said, thanks a million, thanks very much and stuff like that. But then I went back to her and I said, is there any chance that you could possibly take down the interview just temporary, even for a small period of time, just some information I want to check out, because I was trying to chase it up in the background, and I was treated appallingly. Now I won't go into it, but I was treated appallingly. It really, really hurt me and upset me, and I'm telling you now, I just thought enough. And do you know what? One proposed. Even ringing you up, I've had to follow you and watch you for a period of time to now ring you and feel comfortable in doing that and be able to speak on your live. I'm truly grateful, by the way.
You're very welcome.
I am grateful. And thanks for hearing me out. And please come over to mine because this is it now. I want to try and get a couple of things up and running if you want to,
Yes.
But thanks for the subscription and to all your subscribers there. And just to remember, when I'm trying to like your channel or, what you're doing, it won't allow me to. Does that make sense? It won't allow me to.
Yeah, I'm hearing that from quite a few people, I guess. And it's okay. It's okay. It's no big. It's okay. It's okay. But guess what, Iris? I got to get to work. I get to get to work. And I'm going to come back on and I'm going to welcome you back on to, so that we can finish this up and get somewhere. Like I say, I have to say good luck with the GoFundMe thing. But me, I just refrain from pushing money and stuff over here because so much has been done. That's all. It's just so much has been done. But your girl got to get to work, sweetheart. I got to go make money.
Go on. Go on. And thanks a million. I love you and leave you, and I'll stay tuned in. And thanks for all your support. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Big kiss. All the best. Thanks, wonderful. All the best. Bye-bye.
All right. Give that UK over there some USA love. All right, you guys. I know that was pretty long, and yeah, I'm not going to get into it. I got to get to work, but I want to finish this up, you guys. I got to finish this video up.
But when it comes to the feds, they don't swing and miss too often.
I mean, the guy actually, I know you said 97%. I mean, that's pretty strong. And he pled not guilty. But then from what I read, he still has to go to New York because also there's some charges from the Eastern District of New York that they brought against him too. So is that 2 federal districts that he's going to have to go against? Or
it's because they're claiming that different acts occurred, whatever they may have been, in those 2 different areas. So therefore, there would be the different district courts. No different than if you were in a different city or on state charges, you'd be in that county, or if you're in a different state. Like for instance, you may have charges in North Carolina and South Carolina. So he has the Chicago charges that would be in that federal district, and then if New York claims that they have evidence and a grand jury has indicted him on things that were related to that jurisdiction, you'll see, 2 separate, completely different cases.
Yeah, I mean, every interview that I see, I mean, this whole story is just like it's fascinating in itself, and amazing in itself too. But like their attorneys are like they say he's innocent, he wants his day in court, but it looks like the chips are stacked up against this guy from former employees, family members, bank statements, audio recordings, text messages, and video. I mean, some of the most incriminating things possible. I mean, as an attorney, how could you say to this person or your client, hey, continue to fight? How could you do that against someone who has a 97% rate?
Well, first of all, you're always going to plead not guilty at the very beginning. And the reason for that is when you're getting arraigned is because you've not seen any of the evidence. Of course, there's been leaks and various things like that, which was what you were referring to there. But I can promise you, outside of just the basic indictments that have been read and provided to his attorneys, they've not seen any of the evidence. So their jobs, regardless of what is stacked against him or what may be stacked against him, is to evaluate all the evidence. And then that's when they really come back to the table and say, here's where we stand, here's what we think, here's what they're going to try to do, and here's what probably the result will be. And then it's up to the client to determine, as the boss of the case, whether or not they want to move forward with trying to negotiate a plea or whether they want to move forward with, actually going to trial. And each case is different. And you have to weigh out the credibility of the evidence that they bring in. And you also have to look at it from just the standpoint of, within the criminal procedure process, is part of this evidence going to be things that can be thrown out and not actually brought into court? There may be motions related to that, violations of his rights. So there's so many different realms that come into play before you finally just say, hey, here's where we are. This is where we stand. This is what they're alleging. Here's what we think. Here's what we think they'll get in, not get in. So there's a lot of analysis and review that has to go on that they're really just starting. But on the federal side, these cases move fairly quickly, a lot quicker than a lot of state cases. For instance, the state cases may take 2 or 3 years simply because they're backed up in court. There's a lot of other cases in front of it. You see the federal system with their docket move a lot quicker. So you would see something, I would assume, within his case on the federal side, short of a lot of motions and things like that, within relatively the next 12, 18 months at most.
Wow. Because the last trial he had lasted like 6 years, which was like, I mean, that's a long time. Almost unheard of. But 6 years before, and then this time, it seems like they're moving a lot faster, like you said. But one of the things that they said inside of the whole trial was the accusation of witness tampering as well, too. I mean, how does that come into play? Is that pretty serious when it comes to a federal or even a state offense, David?
Absolutely. It's difficult to prove, but if they've got direct connections, sometimes witness tampering can be bribery, of course.
What do you guys think he meant by is difficult to prove about witness tampering? And you know that this is one movement that your boy Drunken Larry and Cousin Levi, they pushed that a lot. They pushed that out there to the people a lot. That's witness tampering. That's witness tampering. That's witness tampering. One in the chat, did y'all remember hearing them pushing that witness tampering movement? But yet then we have an attorney that will tell you people that it's kind of hard to prove. It's a hard case to prove about witness tampering. And I'm going to end this video right here and on that note, you guys, because I got to go to work. I got to go make it do what it do. And I have actually sat here and spent a whole lot bit more time with you guys than I intended to do. That's why sometimes it makes it hard to click on this button, because now I'm going to be late because of you people, because I got to make a stop and get my tea and my big and toasted for breakfast. I cannot miss breakfast. I do not miss breakfast. It's the most important part of the day to me. But I'm just saying, they pushed that out there. They screamed that witness tampering shit. It's a hard thing to put evidence on. It's very hard. It's very hard. It's like you got to get the person to come up in the court and say, yep, I did this to that person. And who do you know, or how many people do you know, have you ever seen that came up in there and said, yeah, I did that. I did this. I gave her the wrong comb and it blew up her hair. Yeah. So, but you know, when I sat here and I used to watch them push that out here, this witness tampering thing and you know what? I just kind of laughed at it. And I'm talking about amongst people to people just on the Blacktooth Street, you know. So I don't know. We'll jump back to Mr. Don Russell when of course here it says that he may have been the person of interest that contacted this place and said that, you know, you guys gotta get up out of there. There's somebody in there. He didn't say he had a gun. He didn't say that I was going to blow this place up. He sent the scare tactic in and said that there is somebody possibly up in there, already in and on the set, may have a gun or a bomb. I don't know which one it was. I got to look at the papers. Don't shoot the messenger. So those are just some key notes to look at. If he was the person that did it, then yeah, he's going to court for all of that. He's going to court for all of those things, right? But like I say, I saw him doing this to do whatever it would possibly take to stop any more harm coming to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. So, okay, Eagles versus, okay, all right, Eagles, all right, Eagles. I might tap into it a little bit, but yeah. I you know, I don't know. You guys pick your struggle. Pick your poison, pick your weapon. I don't know. I pretty much got my mind made up over here on how I feel about Don Russell's and his story about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. And right now, at this point, I'm not going to let anybody detour me off of how I feel about that. I'm going to wait for the court system to decide his fate as well. I am. That's just that with that. Now, I've had this live open for how long here now? We've been live. I've been on for a minute here. Did not get addressed personally. There has not been an upload of the video. None of that. We don't know who the hacker is. Now, let's leave it alone. Let's let it go. Boom, boom. That's the end of it after today. I invited you over. You declined the offer by not showing up so that we can clear this out in the air and become, you know, back where we was. Other than that, I'm going to have to say, you know what? It is what it is. Move right. That's all I ask. Just move right. And I'm not nobody for nobody to move right about, but don't shoot the messenger for putting her opinions out here. Because yet then this is the one and only opinion news channel. And that's what I bring to you. The way you move, I'm going to put it out there. Make sure you guys stay in touch. Stay in tune. Because your girl, Jaguar Wright, she's got some more to say about Mr. Kelly. She is going after the whole goddamn industry out here. One wants to know, me, you know, really, what's the goddamn agenda for? Like, all of these people hurt this woman? Everybody in the industry? She has hit Common, P. Diddy, Mary J. Blige. She going down the goddamn list, y'all. She going down the goddamn entertainment list. What is her motive? What is it to gain now? What? Was she a great singer back then or was she not? Who sold her out? Who didn't? Who paid her? Who didn't pay her? What the fuck happened that this woman is dealing with something that now is Mr. Kelly up on the chopping block? What? I don't know why I'm choking. Maybe that means shut the fuck up. But I'm just saying, There's a motive behind this. I wish her safety because all of us know how this industry can get. At some point, they do come out and make you shut up one way or the other. I'm not saying I'm sure about how big he got in the casket. I'm just saying. But they have their way of coming out here to make you shut the fuck up. Now, last I checked, I don't know how one person in a Smith and Wesson is going to take down a whole motherfucking industry out there. But you got the elites and I don't know. You got all these motherfuckers, and this girl is ruthless with her shit. But right now, she got Mr. Kelly up next on her chopping block. And this is crazy. I put that little short film out and I challenged everybody to go ahead and put in my comment section on where did you hear that line before that she used in her video. Because I ain't crazy, y'all, but I know I heard that same line where somebody went into the hotel room and they saw the drawers and he's a messy motherfucker. I swear I heard it, and it wasn't from Jaguar. She quoted that line verbatim to another lady who put that shit out there. I'm just saying, y'all believe what you want to believe from Jaguar, right? But what I hear is some regurgitating of a repeatable lines from there you go, Chris, from other people. Now, if you're gonna take it from other people, it's kind of hard to say whether if this actually happened with oneself. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know. I heard it though, but I was in bed. Y'all know how I do. Hold up. I heard that something before. Now I got a goddamn problem and I must go. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Pap got to get to work. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful goddamn day. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day, you guys. Pap got to go. Pap got to go. I'm out. Oh.